Back in 2019, Microsoft called Game Pass the Netflix of gaming. It sounded revolutionary. Play everything, pay nothing extra. Millions subscribed. 34 million by 2025. But revolutions are expensive, and the truth came slowly. Every subscription meant fewer full-price sales. Analysts like Daniel Ahmad showed how Day One access gutted premium titles, a system devouring its own creators. Imagine spending years crafting a masterpiece, only to watch it get folded into a flat-rate buffet. Developers like Coherence's Dinopatty warned Game Pass hurts sales, not out of malice, but mathematics. When art becomes a service, ambition starts to shrink. Hardware followed. Xbox console revenue fell 42% year over year. 6 of the last 7 quarters have been in the red. Retailers whispered of cutting stock. It wasn't a crash, it was a quiet bleed. Microsoft censor more acquisitions. Bethesda, Activision, ZeniMax, names once whispered with reverence, now echo in corporate halls. Starfield was supposed to be a flagship. 83 on Metacritic. Solid but hollow. Empty planets, endless fetch quests. Talent is drowning in process charts and status meetings. Then came Activision Blizzard, $69 billion. A crown jewel meant to restore prestige. Instead, creative output slowed, and expansion packs were delayed. Synergy became the word of the year, but inside studios, that meant sameness. Tango Gameworks gave us Hi-Fi Rush, a rare spark of joy. Microsoft praised it, then shut the team down. Not because it failed, but because it didn't fit the roadmap. That's how vision dies, quietly behind a PowerPoint. By 2025, Xbox had slipped 19% behind its own last-gen sales. PlayStation 5 sat at 65 million units. Xbox couldn't break 30. You could feel the confusion. Was Xbox a console, a subscription, a cloud? Phil Spencer spoke of play anywhere. But when everything is everywhere, nothing feels like home. And as identity blurred, fans drifted. Hardware became an afterthought. Game Pass became the product. The soul, the games, the risks, the edge faded into metrics. Even analysts stopped comparing Xbox to PlayStation. They compared it to Netflix. And Netflix is good until you realize you're watching reruns of what used to matter and woke slop. What really broke Xbox wasn't money, it was meaning. Studios once known for texture and risk became committees chasing quarterly goals. Everything polished, nothing brave. In a quest to please everyone, they please no one. This isn't unique to gaming. It's what happens when creativity collides with bureaucracy, when risk is replaced with representation and authenticity becomes an afterthought to optics. You can see it in every delayed launch, every recycled open world, every awkward event trailer is trying to convince us it still matters. The silence between fan applause tells the real story. Trust, once lost, doesn't respawn. Still, there's a heartbeat. Microsoft's pockets are deep. Rumors of an Xbox handheld, something tactile, personal, hint at a comeback. If they let the creators lead, if they remember what the green light meant in the first place, not just access, not just profit, but connection. Bethesda can still rediscover wonder. Activision can still make worlds that thrill instead of trend. But it starts with humility and the courage to admit the machine got louder than the music. The fall of Xbox isn't a tragedy of numbers, it's the slow fading of a frontier spirit. A company that once told us to jump in now tells us to subscribe and wait. But maybe, just maybe, if the people who built those worlds remember why they started, the light can still mean something again. Because creativity doesn't die in silence. It dies when we stop fighting for it.